है आपके बिल्कुल डिफरेंट फेनोमेना है रॉक आर्ट का, पेट्रोग्लिफ्स प्लस पिक्टोग्राफ। तो आप इसको और आगे लेकर के जाइए, और कोई भी सपोर्ट चाहिए होगा आगे हमसे तो यू कैन कॉन्टेक्ट अस, कर सकते हैं, फ़ोन कर सकते हैं, गिरिराज सर से कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं आगे बढ़ने के लिए। और प्लीज़ डू इंटरेक्ट विद स्कॉलर्स। ऐसे ही हमने सीखा है, ऐसे ही हम यहाँ तक आए। तो आप ये कहेंगे इस चीज़ की थोड़ी सी कमी थी आप लोग के अंदर, आप थोड़ा इंटरेक्ट करिए जितने भी स्कॉलर्स हैं हमसे। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you, delegates, for appreciating the efforts of our organizers.
समस्तंकु मोरो नमस्कार। ओके, सो मैं यहाँ सबसे पहले डायस से बैठे रजिस्ट्रार मैम, वाइस चांसलर सर और सभी मेरे टीचर्स ही हैं इन ऑल द वे। अब्दुल सर मेरे इंस्टीट्यूट के सीनियर हैं, अदरवाइज सारे मेरे सीनियर्स हैं, गुरु लोग। इसमें यहाँ रहने का सबसे बड़ा जो श्रेय जाता है दैट गोज टू आई थिंक ओटा सर, जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ हिम गिरिराज सर से टच और जब से पकड़े हैं सब फेविक्विक का छोड़ छुट्टा ही नहीं है। तो आई थिंक जब तक लाइफ है तब तक हम सबके साथ रहेंगे सर। सो अभी मैं इधर तो बोला, बट अभी जो सबसे बड़ी चीज़ है ना वो आप यहाँ स्टूडेंट्स, दे आर सो एनर्जेटिक। यहाँ सारी चीज़ों सर, खाना वॉज रियली ऑसम एंड यहाँ रहने का भी इज रियली बहुत ही बढ़िया अरेंजमेंट है। उसके साथ ही यहाँ जो हम लोग एक्चुअली हुआ क्या, कोविड के टाइम से हम लोग कितने टाइम से मिले नहीं। सो अभी जैसे अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली, तो ये 1.5 साल पहले होने वाला था, डिले हुआ, बट एनी हाउ यहाँ गैदर करने के बाद इतना अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस अभी मिला ना कि बहुत टाइम बाद मिले। और सदाशिव सर डांट के भाई ट्रैक्टर में बैठो, बट इट वॉज रियली वेरी नाइस एक्सपीरियंस। येस्टरडे पहली बार मैं भी ट्रैक्टर पे बैठा, सो बड़ा मजा आया। हाँ, क्योंकि सर क्या करते हैं, वो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन करते हैं लेडीज। तो ये आई डेंट लाइक दैट, बट बाद में पता चला व्हाट वाज द रियलिटी। कोई तो नाले में गिर गया था। सो थैंक यू फॉर दैट, हमको नाले में गिरने नहीं दिया। बट हमारा ड्राइवर बहुत अच्छा था सर और रियली हमको नहीं बहुत स्मूथ ड्राइविंग की लास्ट में। तो आई थिंक सारा अरेंजमेंट से लेके सर मैडम का आना, इवन रजिस्ट्रार मैम बहुत बिजी होते हैं, बट स्टिल मैं देखते हैं वो हमेशा यहाँ प्रेजेंट रहते हैं। सो उसके बाद स्टूडेंट्स रियली सबने की तारीफ, आई थिंक इज ह्यूज क्लैप फॉर यू गाइस। सो थैंक यू वेरी मच। जो छूट गया उसको माफ करिए। ओके, थैंक यू सर।
Good evening to all of you. I am Son Pandey and I am pursuing PhD from Deccan College, Pune. तो ये जो 3 दिन का कॉन्फ्रेंस था, इसकी जो एक्टिविटी हुई, एक तो एक फोरम मिलता है किसी एक रिसर्च स्कॉलर को अपना पेपर प्रेजेंट करने के लिए, बट जो एम्बियंस यहाँ क्रिएट हुआ था फ्रॉम डे 1 वो बहुत अच्छा रहा। और दूसरा, जैसे सब ने जितने रिसर्च स्कॉलर थे जिन्होंने जो पेपर प्रेजेंट किया, उन्होंने बताया कि एम्बियंस के साथ एक हम जो बात करते हैं एकेडमिक एटमॉस्फेयर की, वो मुझे पूरा इधर देखा। लाइक स्टूडेंट इतने एनर्जेटिक थे, जिस तरीके से उन्होंने कल्चरल इवेंट्स या प्रोग्राम ऑर्गेनाइज किया स्पेशली सिंगिंग के लिए। और काबरा पहाड़ जो पूरा जो इवेंट इस हिसाब से किया गया, लाइक अभी उसका जो इमेजिनेशन अगर मैं करूँ तो मुझे भूलता नहीं है वो। और दूसरा, इतनी अच्छी हॉस्पिटैलिटी मैंने सच में राशि कॉन्फ्रेंस हुई है, बट एक जो होता है, जो जितनी सारी चीज़ें प्लान की गई थी, जिस हिसाब से की गई, मुझे उसमें कहीं कोई कमी नहीं दिखी। और दूसरा, एक जो बॉन्ड होता है, जो जिसको हम बोलते हैं सिम्बायोटिक रिलेशनशिप, अगर एक आपका टीचर अच्छा है तो वो उस तरह की एनर्जी आपको यंगस्टर में दिखती है। उस तरह की एनर्जी मुझे यहाँ के स्टूडेंट में दिखी, क्योंकि आई एम फ्रॉम इलाहाबाद यूनिवर्सिटी। तो एक सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी में जब आप बात करते हैं डेकोरम, बहुत सारी चीज़ें होती है, लोग फॉलो करते हैं, बट यहाँ मुझे जो दिखा, और प्लस उसके साथ क्या होता है कि एक अगर आपको पॉजिटिव वाइब्स आ रही है किसी चीज़ से, अगर आपको मिल रहा है तो आपको वो आगे ले जाने के लिए प्रेरित करती है। दूसरी, एक महिला सरपंच के रूप में जो भी हम साइड उधर देखने गए थे, तो जो भी लोगों का एक दूसरे से लगाव था और उस चीज़ों को एक दूसरे से जो कनेक्शन था, वो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा, तो थैंक यू।
Now I request our foreign delegate from Austria, Erwin Universal, please.
Dear dignitaries on the stage and dear dignitaries in the audience. So it was a very pleasant and very happy time which we have spent for 3 days here. And it was also very interesting to see the rock paintings of Orissa after some very long time, now 30 years back. And so it was a very happy occasion that we saw the beautiful country again, and the beautiful jungles, and it was very happy incidents that we came to such a comfortable place like Sambalpur, where we were hosted like real friends. And we are very happy, and we thank you very much for all your kindness, and also many thanks to all the students which worked so hard to put up all these beautiful decorations. And I hope we stay in contact and we hear some more of the rock art research in this region. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. और क्या बोले फिर आप लोगों ने बोला कि डेकोरेशन अच्छा है, फूड अच्छा है, संबलपुर का खाना बहुत अच्छा, ट्रैक्टर से वहाँ भीमा मंडली जाना बहुत अच्छा, हमारे वाइस चांसलर सर का अप्रोच एंड उनका कस्टम सपोर्ट एंड कॉपरेशन, रजिस्ट्रार मैडम का वहाँ सबके साथ होना. Thank you for your nice words. These words will definitely encourage our organizers, and we look forward to your such support and return back to Sambalpur again for another rounds of such conferences and seminars. Please come again. Now I request our chief guest, Professor K.K. Basa sir, a noted Sir is a noted anthropologist, a great personality, very good teacher, reputed teacher. You take the name of Basa sir and everyone knows in Odisha. He needs no introduction. And currently he is one of the Vice Chancellor of North Odisha University. We are fortunate to have you, sir, here in the lecture session as the chief guest. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, Professor Nagaraju, Professor Tripathi, Vice Chancellor, Utkal University of Culture, Dr. S.B. Ota, former Director General, Joint Director General, Archaeological Survey of India and Vice President, Rock Art Society of India, Dr. Giriraj Kumar, the Secretary General, Madam Registrar, Dr. Atul, who is the man pivot around who is this conference group, fellow delegates, my friend Professor Sadashiv Pradhan, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear students. I start with an apology because Vice Chancellor Professor Nagaraju and Professor Pradhan and as well as Atul insisted that I should be here for 3 days, and that was my intention also. But I was stuck in an unavoidable program. There was a program yesterday where Mr. R. Balakrishnan, who had written a very monumental work, Journey of a Civilization, and the Center of Excellence in Classical Studies was organizing a discussion on that book, where Mr. Balakrishnan was the chief guest and I was to review that book. So that program was over at 7:30 and I got into the train at 10 o'clock. So, but I know how much fun I missed, how much academic food I lost. If I am not incorrect, I met Giriraj Kumar in 1991 in Indo-Pacific Priestly Conference at Yogyakarta, Indonesia, yes. 90, yes, 1990. And then, if I remember, Professor Pradhan and myself, we became good friends. He was in Sambalpur. I came back from London. Then he went to London for a training for 3 months after I had left the institute. So the moment he came back to Sambalpur, he was in touch with me, and from that day onwards, we have remained friends. And I remember how efficiently he had organized the second Rock Art Society of India conference in Jyoti Vihar, where then I think when I became director of Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Manav Samagama Bhopal, along with other organizations, we supported also the International Rock Art Congress in 2004 in Agra. All our friends were there at the time. Today, when I was attending the Congress, I felt a sense of hope and a sense of happiness, and as well as a sense of loss. Happiness because I was very impressed with a series of young researchers doing fantastic work on rock art studies in this country. A sense of loss because Professor Pradhan, myself, Dr. Ota, Dr. Giriraj Kumar, I must say it was indeed a great experience for me because I am here at least, if you think in terms of rock art, I'm sorry. 50 years ago, 40-50 years ago, if somebody was telling about rock art, people were thinking only of France and Spain, because that was the textbook. We used to do what was happening in Lascaux and other places. But in the last 40-50 years, rock art research has emerged as a center stage of research in 3 continents. One, Australia, another, Africa, and the third is South Asia, more particularly India. Of course, rock art research has been there since 19th century. But rock art research is a focused area of research. When in the 1990s, when I was trying to review the state of archaeology in Odisha, at that time, Professor Pradhan had started working. And of course, Dr. Newmar also, I had his reference as well. And Pradeep Behra also did some work. But it was Professor Pradhan consistently worked on rock art of Odisha and published extensively. It gives me a lot of pleasure to say that when I was director in Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Manav Sangrahalaya, we had organized an multidisciplinary research project under the leadership of Professor Pradhan. Professor Pradhan was the archaeologist. There was a geologist from the geology department of Utkal University, Devanand Beura, and there was one botanist, Professor Sibo Adhikari, and Professor Jagannath Das was the social anthropologist. So this constituted the core team, and the entire team, along with some of our officers of Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Manav Sangrahalaya, moved extensively and made extensive documentation of Western Odisha. Now, when I see that rock art research, as far as documentation is concerned, there is enough evidence, no doubt about it, in different parts of this country, whether it is Jharkhand, whether it is Chhattisgarh, whether it is Odisha, even in Northeast, rock art research is gaining its hold. So therefore, as far as documentation is concerned, I think we have moved a lot. But then there is a difference between documentation and then from the documentation, how do you interpret things? See, therefore, rocket in different disciplines, understanding of the rocket scenario. When I was attending this lecture, I find that sort of methodological sort of innovations or technological innovations are being introduced, so that the documentation process is becoming finer and finer. So at least at the level of documentation, perhaps we are in a good state. As far as interpretation is concerned, of course, you are taking the help of ethnographic studies, you are taking the help of, let's say, the dating. Let's say dating is a problem, but then some dating is being done. But I think time has come where we have to take rocket research from a purely empirical level to a theoretical level. Now that is where I think we have to work very hard. You know, if you see the rocket literature in Australia or Europe, I don't know much about Africa though, you'll find that there is a lot of theoretical sophistications involved in rocket research. I think as far as theory is concerned, perhaps we have some miles to go, and there lies the challenge for our youngsters. Today, when students were profusely praising Atul, I felt very proud of us as a generation, because the best feeling for a teacher is when he feels, or when he feels that he is irrelevant in the face of a student. Now that is the greatest pleasure for a teacher, and that has happened today. So I am proud of you, Atul, and I'm sure you will certainly carry that kind of motivation, that kind of commitment, that kind of missionary zeal among the students. Now, as far as the students are concerned, I find, I'm pretty sure that the positive vibe that is within you is very important, no doubt about it, but that's not adequate. The positive vibe in you should be also aided by the objective, critical mindset as far as research is concerned. Research is not a one-day job. Research is not on a cup of tea. Research is not done in a very cavalier manner. If you are interested in research, please do come. If you are not interested, don't be in research, because you will be a frustrated person. When somebody is doing a PhD, I always make a very fundamental point. If you are doing a genuine PhD, I tell you very frankly, at some point or the other, you would be in a very psychologically low state, and you will feel that perhaps that's the end. I can't complete my research. But that is the time you should say, no, I can do it. If you have undergone that kind of psychologically low state in research and then finish it, then the entire world is open for you. If a researcher says that, well, I did my research like my hath ka khel, I'm afraid that fellow is not doing any research. Because feeling excited and feeling low is a necessary component of any good researcher. If you think that I did not have any low feeling, then I'm afraid you are not taking research very seriously. I'm not here to romanticize the sense of loss. I'm not doing that, but that's a fact of the matter. The important thing to be borne in mind as far as rocket research is concerned is that when I was in Bhopal, I was seriously trying, but then I failed. That there are so many national level institutes in this country, but there is no national level institutes in this country with regard to rocket research. I think it is, at least I thought that when Bhimbetka was declared the World Heritage Site, my proposal at the time, informally though, I have told a number of senior officials of the Agriculture of India at the time that at least you should have a national level institute on rock art based in Bhopal. But we have not been able to do that. I think it is high time that we should have a national level research institute, multidisciplinary institute on rock art in India. And I think the if the government does it, it's fine. Otherwise, perhaps, I don't know whether in Agriculture of India, anybody is doing serious rock art research. Very few. There are very few. Unless and until there is an institute. I know IGNC, Indira Gandhi National, Dr. Chakraborty was here the other day. I know during his time, IGNC had done a lot of documentation. We in IGNMS, we have done a lot of documentation. We have done that. But you see, IGNC is doing 101 jobs. Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Manav Sanghala is doing 101 jobs. It is important that we should have a national level institute on rock art studies so that we will be in a position to demonstrate what is happening in Australia, what is happening in Africa, what is happening in France and Spain, and then also in Latin America. Then only, we could have a sort of our presence at an international level will be seen. Another thing which I could not do as a director of IGRMS or even director of Indian Tourism was we wanted to have an exhibition of Australian Aboriginal art to be brought to India. It's a kind of exchange program. These things, I think if we will have a national level rock art institute, these things should be possible because otherwise it becomes anybody's business and everybody's business. Therefore, I would urge upon RASI, Rock Art Society of India, to use their moral persuasion in the government to go for a national level institute of rock art studies in this country. That is the need of the hour. I am grateful to Vice Chancellor for inviting me and he wanted to show us many things. We have not been able to see many things, so I hope that he will continue to invite us. Or if he doesn't invite us, perhaps we will impose ourselves on him. I will be more than happy if the youngsters would come someday, maybe after 5 years or 7 years, with a good compendium of rock art research in this country, both at a theoretical level as well as an empirical level. You see, that was the problem of anthropology at some point, outrageous empiricism. Now it is important that we have to move from outrageous empiricism to theoretical sophistication. That is the need of the hour. And I'm sure some of the students will take this challenge and do the necessary job for us. Must convey my deep sense of gratitude to Gangadhar Meher University for hosting this Rock Art Society of India 25th Annual Conference. And I'm sure there are budding rock art researchers from this group of students who are now doing their history. Except a few, but not many of you would know that I was basically a student of history. People introduced me as a student of anthropology, but believe me, I did my MA in history from Delhi University. And I did another MA in anthropology because I was working in anthropology department. So my identity has been lost because I have been in the Department of Anthropology for 37 years. But my root is history. Therefore, I'm so glad that the Department of History organizing Rock Art Society of India conference and inviting me to deliver the valedictory address. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your presence here.
It's my pleasure to offer this the latest issue of Pura Kala.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Professor Bhamkesh Tripathi, you give.
Thank you, sir. Now, I request Mr. Aryan, who helped our student to perform the cultural program, to come onto the dais. We want to felicitate him for his help. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. We have with us Professor B.M.K. Tripathi, sir, as our guest of honor. He is Honorable Vice Chancellor, Utkal University of Culture, a very good personality, an excellent academic. Thank you, sir, for accepting the invitation of our Vice Chancellor and making yourself available for our students, educators, and teachers. Thank you so much, sir.
Esteemed Vice Chancellor, GM University, Professor N. Nagaraju, esteemed Vice Chancellor, Professor K.K. Basa, Vice President, RASI, General Secretary, RASI, Madam Registrar, Coordinator, Dr. Atul Pradhan, my teacher, Professor Sadasi Pradhan, delegates, student friends. It is indeed a pleasure for me to be a part of this RASI function. Let me tell you one thing. When I got a call from Professor Pradhan that you are invited to GM University for 3 days, I was extremely happy. Happy for the thing, because of the simple fact, when I was a student of archaeology, my teacher was Sadasi Pradhan. I have seen him doing this rock cut studies, if I am not wrong, from 1987 onwards. He came back from Delhi from Institute of Archaeology. He went to Institute of Archaeology, London, and he started working. I have seen him, the labor he has undertaken. And because we are here, if I am not wrong, it is due to RASI first, and second, I think, Professor Sadasi Pradhan. Give a big hand to them. Sometimes sitting there, I was thinking, how Giriraj Kumar ji, he made RASI such a functional one, such a vibrant one. If you are a student of history, you will understand that the most problematic history of India is prehistory throughout the world. We do get stone implements, but do not have knowledge about their material culture, social custom, tradition. This rock art can provide an answer to that. From the beginning, I can tell you, as Professor Basa has told, the study of rock art is a very, very multi-dimensional one. If you are a student of history, in 1956, D.D. Goswami wrote a book, An Introduction to the History of India. Then in 1966, he wrote another book, The Culture and Civilization in India, an Historical Outline. These two books are very important because of the simple fact, a person from mathematics, Goswami was a mathematician, and we have to see how he used mathematics, tool of statistics, tool of anthropology, sociology to the study of history. This is the beauty of study of rock art. Any person who has knowledge of mathematics, statistics, science, sociology, anthropology, somebody was telling Jyotish also, it is not wrong. So all these things you can study, you can do venture to the rock art. As I understand, the research of rock art is not so easy. There are, we have 4 examples here. You see the age of Giriraj Kumar. Still he is going to the field. This is significant, we have to learn from them. You can see the age of Dr. S.B. Ota. He is going to the field doing his research work. You can see the age of Professor Pradhan, Professor Basa. These are all only 4 examples today from where we can have to learn that there is nothing better than going to the field. Sitting on the chair like we archaeologists, I tell me, sitting on the chair archaeologist, that cannot do anything. Going to the field and taking so much of time. We have Dr. Newmer. You can see his age and see his work. Last 35, 40 years, the rock art knowledge of India is enriched by Dr. Newmer. So continuous efforts is needed to understand the rock art. Because this function is happening in GM University, let me tell one thing, that in Orissa, if I am not wrong, we have more than 100 of sites. But then, these sites are limited to some districts only. We have a huge potentiality in Orissa as far as rock art is concerned. We have totally left the southern Orissa. We had some paper from Chhattisgarh, but at the same time, the adjoining part of Chhattisgarh, that is today we are seeing an article by a student with Atul Pradhan. Adjoining part of Chhattisgarh, that is part of Kalahandi, Nuapada, Koraput, Malkangiri, Raigada, Nabrangpur, we have no knowledge about it. I wish the young scholars should go to the field, and if the next RASI will be organized, maybe 1 paper or 2 papers will be from that area. I must tell you, the central India, it is the richest in rock art. Starting from Madhya Pradesh to Chhattisgarh to part of Maharashtra to Orissa. It is the richest in rock art. And this rock art has to be documented because of the simple fact that people do not understand the significance of rock art. It is the duty of the university that, as somebody was telling in the morning, that even school children should be told how to preserve the rock art in that particular area, in the context of that particular area. And if we can preserve the rock art, definitely, this rock art will tell us the story of the human being from the earliest time to the present days. So, I do not want to take much time, but one thing I must tell you, under the able leadership of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor N. Nagaraju, we are extremely happy that GM University is marching in all the field. And let me tell you one thing, that GM University's Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Deputy Registrar, their teacher, students, they are doing excellent job. And we are extremely happy because I belong to Sambalpur. I must thank Dr. Nagaraju for doing a commendable job to this area. With this two lines, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your encouragement. Now, from the administration side, GM University administration side, we are thankful to the team history led by Dr. Atul Kumar Pradhan, Dr. Saswita Rani Kasmi, Dr. Paramtapa Pradhan, and Dr. Santosh Malik. These are 4 young faculties. With the help of students and research scholars, they have done 2 significant works in the last 6 months' time. One, excavation at Asurgarh. It came to national media, very significant contribution. And now the successful culmination of this RASI conference. We are thankful to you and we look forward to your such active contribution in the days to come. Now a short video on excavation conducted by the School of History by the local organizing secretary, Dr. Pradhan.
Esteemed Vice Chancellor, Chief Guest, dear Basa sir, Mahanti sir, all my teachers, Ota sir obviously, Giriraj sir, all my teachers, and जहाँ तक मेरा स्टूडेंट का बात है, भेनु और भाग्यश्री का और मध्य प्रदेश का कुछ स्टूडेंट लोगों का, when I start my career in 2002, 2004 in Institute of Archaeology, I can contact with K. Padaya in the field trip in Deccan, Bhattacharya, D.K. Bhattacharya. Obviously, then I joined in Chhattisgarh under the a project Spirit of Chhattisgarh by K.K. Chakraborty and D.J. Badam. तब मैं देखा छत्तीसगढ़ में बहुत सारा साइट्स है, मेगालिथिक प्री हिस्टोरिक साइट्स, बट स्टूडेंट लोग बहुत इंटरेस्ट है, उनको कोई गाइडेंस नहीं मिल पा रहा है। और रविशंकर यूनिवर्सिटी एक बड़ा यूनिवर्सिटी है, पर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बहुत कम था। तो बच्चे लोग मेरे पास आए और बोले सर हम लोग बहुत इंटरेस्ट है काम करने के लिए। मैं बोला कि ठीक है काम करेंगे। काम करने के लिए इच्छा शक्ति होना चाहिए, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं। जहाँ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर ज़्यादा है उधर ठीक है सब कुछ है, एसी रूम से प्रोजेक्टर है, परंतु जहाँ कुछ नहीं है उधर कुछ करने देखने जो चीज़ है वो होता है स्पिरिट। तो मैं स्टूडेंट लोगों को लेके गया और मैं काम शुरू किया। फ्रॉम 2000 I think 5 to 2016 I exhibited 10 sites, pre-historic sites, megalithic sites and some important adventure sites. Then I am very happy कि सर मैं एक्सपीरियंस अभी साझा करूँगा। When I was traveling from California, I mean Delhi to California, suddenly one lady मेरे पास आया और मेरा पैर छुआ, बोले कि सर मैं पहचान नहीं पाया। तो बोले सर मैं उज्जैन यूनिवर्सिटी हूँ, आप मुझे पढ़ाए थे, आप इधर क्या कर रहे हैं? सर आई IAS एंड सिलेक्टेड इन इंडियन आर्मी पोजीशंस। तो उनको हस्बैंड उनको पूछ रहे हैं कि ये तो आपसे छोटे दिखाई दे रहा है, वो आपका टीचर कैसे हुआ? नहीं हम लोग ऑफिस सर ने हमको पढ़ाया था वो पेड़ के नीचे, तो उज्जैन जो शिप्रा नदी के किनारे जो है हमको बच्चे थे। जैसे भाग्यश्री और भेनु बताए कि सर हमको कभी चाय में कभी क्योंकि इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं था रविशंकर में, तो हम लोग मैं क्या उनको जो खारून और महानदी के किनारे लेके पढ़ाता था। तो वैसे ही हमारा GM यूनिवर्सिटी में सर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इतना नहीं है, परंतु रियली आई एम प्राउड ऑफ माई स्टूडेंट्स GM यूनिवर्सिटी जो विदाउट एनी support we exhibited the sites, and for the last 2 years we initiated so many projects. We not only exhibit and explore the sites, we adopt the heritage. जितना भी colonial buildings है we adopt the sites. I mean the Sambalpur जो जितना colonial buildings है हम लोग उसको adopt करें। We not only adopted the colonial buildings but also we adopt the colonial I mean the heritage persons जो the freedom fighters है, कोई उनको नहीं जानते थे, उनको हम लोग प्रोजेक्ट बना रहे हैं, उनको जाकर उनको संबोधित कर रहे हैं, उनके ऊपर प्रोजेक्ट बना रहे हैं। ये हमारा ये सब जो ये हो रहा है ये सारा स्टूडेंट लोगों के लिए। और ये सब जो जितना भी हो रहा है मेरा टीम जो है डॉक्टर सस्मिता रानी सासिनी, डॉक्टर संतोष कुमार मलिक, डॉक्टर परंदा प्रधान, ओबियसली आई वाज इन्फ्लुएंस्ड एंड आई मीट अ लॉट टू माय बिग ब्रदर डॉक्टर उमाकांत मिश्रा। नो डाउट कभी कभी हम लोग झगड़ा भी करते हैं, बहुत सारा जबरदस्त झगड़ा होता है उमाकांत जी और मेरे के बीच में कोई चीज़ को लेके, और हम लोग झगड़ा जबरदस्त होता है हमारे बीच में। तो ये मेरा एक ये था। तो आज मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है कि और एक चीज़ जैसे भाग्यश्री बोला मैं इतना पद का मैं हकदार नहीं हूँ जितना आप मुझे दे रहे हैं, और मैं हमेशा फील्ड में रहा हूँ। और कोई भी सैटरडे संडे में कभी घर में बैठने के लिए मुझे मज़ा नहीं आता, घर में झगड़ा होता है हमेशा झगड़ा, मैं कोई टाइम नहीं रहता घर में, झगड़ा होता है ऐसे। फिर भी पता चल गया, आदत हो गया सबको। और जहाँ तक एक्सावेशन का बात है, पिछले साल वी गॉट ए लाइसेंस फ्रॉम आर्कियोलॉजिकल सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया टू एक्सावेट ए वेरी गुड साइट। वन लेजेंडरी हिस्टोरियन ऑफ ओडिशा NK साहू, नवीन कुमार साहू, उनके घर के पास उनके जो बगल घर में जो होता है उनका जो बगीचा होता है उसमें हम लोग खुदाई किए थे असुरगढ़। The excavation no doubt revealed marvelous antiquities, large number of Satavan coins, knob ware, and the black slip ware, ceilings from a trench only 4.25 meters. So I request Dr. Santosh Kumar Malik to a clip on our excavation.
An excavation at Asugad in Bargarh district.
प्रोजेक्टर स्विच डाउन करो।
So, this excavation, no doubt, we got a letter from Dharmendra Pradhan, our esteemed Ministry of Higher Education, and a lot of appreciation from our, citizens from Coastal Odisha and Odisha also.
An excavation at Asugad in Bargar district has uncovered ancient relics and artifacts that are believed to be from post-Mauryan period that happens to be nearly 2,000 years old. On 31st May, an excavation at Asugad in Bargar district has uncovered ancient relics and artifacts that are believed to be from the post-Mauryan period that happens to be nearly 2,000 years old. On 31st May, around 60 students from the History Department of Gangadhar Meher University started the excavation. The site is spread over an area of 70 hectares with an objective to trace the historical and cultural footprints of the place. Various tools, rare coins, pottery, fragmented terracotta figurines, and weapons made by early humans were found. Other important antiquities, including polished stones and beads of semi-precious stones, were also recovered. As per sources, these things were found within a meter of digging from the surface.
2 वर्ष पूर्व यहाँ को आम सर्वेक्षण करूँ सर्वेक्षण आम पाइलु कि जो साइट टी एटा 2टी फोर्ट और 2टी मोड़ थिला तेणुक आम सर्फेस फाइंडिंग रू किसी प्राचीन माटी पात्र पाइलु से आम उपनीत होइथिलु यह प्राचीन नगर होई पारे यहाँ को उद्देश्य रखी आम भारत सरकार को एक लाइसेंस अप्लाई करूँ जहाँ को मिलता आ गत वर्ष लाइसेंस आमको मिलता आम विगत वर्ष उत्खनन कलु उत्खनन आमको लगभग 2000 वर्ष पुराना एक नगर ध्वंसावशेष आमको मिली
बहुत बढ़िया इने एक्सपीरियंस करबार के मिलु छ हमर लागि एटा गोटे गोल्डन अपॉर्चुनिटी है हमर जेएमयू छात्र छात्री मानन को पई हमें बहुत किसी सिखबार पाइलु केनता डिगिंग करा हसे केनता लेआउट करा हसे स्ट्रैटिग्राफी कारण नुवा नुवा टर्म्स गुडा जेन हमें बही रे पढुत एटा हमें इने प्रैक्टिकली हमें आसी कर बुझलु सिखलु बहुत बढ़िया एक्सपीरियंस हमें करिछु और हम बहुत प्राउड फील करिछु कि हमें एज अ स्टूडेंट इन एक्सकवेट करू जो जेंटा कि माने ऐसा ही मोंकर काम थे हमें एज अ स्टूडेंट इन हम परफॉर्म करू छु आ बहुत बढ़िया
Meanwhile, the authorities have said that the excavation will resume again after the monsoon. Bureau Report, OTV News.
So this is small attempt. So all the credit go to my students actually. So for the kind information, Honorable Vice Chancellor also gave lots of hand to work on it. In very soon we are going to organize a national workshop of prehistory from 26 to 28. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I request Dr. S.B. Ota, Vice President RASI, for his final comments.
dignitaries on the dais, delegates, students. At the outset, RASI expresses his gratitude to JM University for hosting this annual conference. And I must Professor N. Nagaraju, DC of this university, because everyone has said it's quite unusual that DC has literally 3 days continuously he was with us, including the site visit. It's very unusual, probably in the last 30, 40 years of my career in this discipline. It's very unusual. And we have with us Professor K.K. Vasa, another VC. It's a very rare occasion. Again, we have got the trio. 3 VCs. And he is from North Odisha University as a chief guest. And is a close friend of mine. And probably we have served at many places and all that. One good quality with him, he appreciates the thing that he likes most. He never stops it, tells it. And he finds time. I don't know how. I have seen him working in the government of India. I have seen him working in the universities. And presently as the Vice Chancellor. He takes up the time. And takes up the time for this, in comparison to the other organizations. RASI is quite small if you compare it to other things. But still, he found his time. And he is with us. We are extremely thankful. We are extremely thankful to you. And Professor Bemakesh Tripathi, the third Vice Chancellor, Cultural University Odisha, Government of Odisha, guest of honor, again a close friend of us. He is always there because his teacher is here, is a product of this place, belongs to this plant and all that. Naturally, any invitation of any kind can't say no. We are extremely thankful to you, sir. And we have already discussed the registrar. Without her cooperation, I don't think it would have been possible. And she was with us for the last 3 days with the Vice Chancellor as well. That is also quite unusual because I never served in the universities. As a part of the government of India, I must have attended hundreds of meetings in the universities, but this is the fact I'm telling you. And the best thing is, Atul, we have said, I know him when his major career, which is spent in government of Chhattisgarh, I have seen as the regional director then in the government, in ASIA, posted at Bhopal. I used to come frequently because that was Chhattisgarh was coming under my jurisdiction. And any meeting, any conference, he was there. And every time when I was visiting Chhattisgarh, Raipur, I used to listen. Oh, this is a new excavation I've done. And during his, he was not in a permanent job, but during that tenure, probably the highest number of publications the government of Chhattisgarh had. And about the 3 days, the seminar, it was an excellent one, excellent academic session. And particularly, I found that almost 80-90% presentations were by the youngsters. That's a good thing, which was pointed out. And probably except 2-3 of us, we are there. I was not there, but Giraj Kumar and 1 or 2. Otherwise, the rest are all by the youngsters. That's a good signal. But we want more and more participation from the youngsters. And regarding hospitality, it has been told, it was just excellent because we have seen, whenever we talk about the hospitality, we all the time compare with the previous 1 or 2. Everyone got accommodated at one place. That's the excellent. We could interact, whether in the morning, the dining table, or lunch, or anywhere. So that was a good thing, whether it was any, a big professor or a student. All of us got accommodated at Panthani Mass. And we are having the same thing. That's a hospitality, absolute no problem. And I must thank the students of this department, and particularly the School of History, as you said. And all the time they are in dress, and that was a very unique thing. We could make out who is the volunteer of this. I mean, they are in dress. I do not know whether those who have come from outside they could recognize or not. But I could, because since I belong to this land, this place. And the other day, the cultural program was fabulous. And we are thinking that it's probably some sort of a group that has been called from outside. It's not. See, their department has got a cultural group. I was asking today in the morning whether the selection, when the admission was taken, and that was one of the criteria that was considered for getting admission into the department or not. But it's a very unusual. I mean, this university doesn't require any such groups from outside. And this is a wonderful thing. And why? I mean, students have got that caliber. And why not to encourage that? That's a very good thing. And I must thank the authorities of the department, particularly the students of this School of History. And not only the students, our local secretary, Atul, his colleagues, teachers, there are few, but all of them, they are all the time with us. That is excellent. They are all young brigade of the same age group. It's a very unusual. Usually happens, someone is a professor and one or two readers, one or two, three, four lecturers. So there is a hierarchy. So there is no hierarchy. That's a very wonderful thing. And I must thank the media. They have given a good coverage. And that's a wonderful thing. And our trip yesterday, who can forget about it? When we was climbing up, we are cursing Sadasiv. Kyun hum log ko bhaga diye? Really. But when we came back, last night, while having dinner, we really enjoyed. It happens. Whenever we go to the field, that time we feel that it's so difficult. And when we come back, we remember that. That remains with us forever, till we die. That is a wonderful experience. And Sadasiv Babu is a friend of us. I mean, he was also instrumental. He kept on contacting us. And how can we forget about Umangan Mishra? Because he was instrumental at the beginning. And then it was taken over, by Atulji. And it was a good, shifting from one to the other. And he has come back with us. And he was there for last 3 days. It's a wonderful thing. And last but not the least, how can we forget our young Sarpanch, Madam? And it was a wonderful experience at Bhimtali. It's a rare. Probably the amount of interaction government employee which we had with the different labels in last 5 years, I've never seen. Usually what happens, government people, whenever they visit, they get more reception. It is not. Yesterday what we saw, it was quite unusual. I've never seen a Sarpanch and her colleagues, including the villagers, shifting from the village to the side, guiding us every bit, and all the hospitality. It's a very wonderful, madam. And we all remember you. And probably anytime, anyone of us, when we come back, again visit those sites, we will expect the same hospitality. And sir, we have got few expectations from these universities. One thing is, we expect that after these deliberations, 3 days, more and more students, other students and his college students, will be interested in rock art studies. As we all know that this area is extremely rich in rock art. And students should take up their topic for research or some of the projects. And there should be some local initiatives. It is already there. Atul is doing that. and it should be more and more initiative. University can really adopt the heritage. That's the concept now going on, even by the government of India. Schools are getting into that, adopting a heritage. So university can do that. And not only that, some sort of outreach programs, and they are doing it. That's not an advice. I know that when he was in government of Chhattisgarh, Atul was doing that. He is very familiar with it. And a project can be launched by the university to create extensive exploration of the surrounding area. And it has already been discussed, probably in consultation with Dr. Atul. We will be preparing a proposal, and Professor A.B. Ota has told me probably I will be submitting that proposal in consultation with him within a week's time. And for the university, where anthropology department, history department, geology department, they will all come together, and probably funding will be, as Minister has promised, probably the funding will be from that side. I will prepare it within 7 days' time. And this can be taken up with a multidisciplinary approach, and students can be in there. Lastly, some of us, okay, I mean, we are almost quite old in this discipline, but we are there with you, sir, with Atul, and any time this university requires our help, so far the academics are concerned, we will be there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your nice words. Now I request Madam Registrar, Srimati Jagdishwari Das, for a formal vote of thanks, and that will be followed by a song by Susita.
Good evening, everyone. Our delegates have rightly told that these 3 days are really inspirational, educative, and fulfilling. And at this end of this meeting, I take this opportunity to acknowledge and thanks the good works done by the stakeholders associated with this conference. First of all, I extend my sincere thanks to Honorable President, Vice President, Professor Otaji, Secretary General, Professor Girajji, and other officials from RASI, the ICHR team, Archaeological Survey of India team members, for their timely help and support, and for their help only this national level conference would have been possible and successful. And actually, we don't have any words of gratitude for their help. Special thanks to Professor Sadasiva Pradhan sir, who have given best share to this conference, and for his active supervision, this conference has become successful one. A note of appreciation goes to Professor K.K. Vasa sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Maharaja Sriram Chandra Bhanja University, and Professor Ramakant Tripathi ji, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Utkal University of Culture, for their kind presence and words of encouragement. Your thoughts will really and surely encourage us for our future endeavor. The man behind every success of our institution, of our university, Professor N. Nagaraju, Honorable Vice Chancellor, whose guidance and support encourage us for all sorts of academic activities. Our thanks goes to Dr. Atul Kumar Pradhan, Organizing Secretary and Head of the History Department, and all faculties of History Department, Dr. Umakanta Mishra, Ravenshaw University, students, scholars from History Departments, for their continuous, untiring efforts and hard work for making this event successful. We are really thankful to Sarpanch Madam Mushramal and her husband Ramesh Rai for their field level support and hospitality. Lalit Kumar Jena, foreign delegates Dr. Dimarji, dignitaries and delegates from different states, district administration, civil society members, associated with this conference and making this conference successful. Once again, thanks all of you for your participation and support. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Now, Susita, it's your turn now.
प्रोग्राम रे निजर अंचल गीत गाय से आइडेंटिटी दब तार टैलेंट अच्छे सब निज सब प्रोग्राम रे निज अंचल गीत गाय दैट गिव्स ए सेंस ऑफ आइडेंटिटी पीपल ए गीत लोक शुणी किंतु तुम निज अंचल गीत लोक शुणी ना आ सेटा तोर आइडेंटिटी
Thank you so much, sir. According to sir, I am going to present a Odia song, Ei Jhuma Jhuma Golapi Pedare. Thank you. part of, thank you so much.
So nice to meet you. Thank you, Susrita. One more is coming from you. Before that, some other people. Mr. Lalit Kumar Jena, OTDC, Safari House. Then Ministry of Culture and Tourism, Government of Odisha. Minister of Higher Education, Sri Rohit Pujari ji, he attended the inaugural program. We are also thankful to the district administration for sparing this Tapaswini auditorium for 3 days. And we are also thankful to Madam Collector. Despite her busy schedule, she attended the program in the inaugural session. We are also thankful to DFO and his staff, Radhakol, Revenue Administration, Sub-Collector and his associated staff, Radhakol, for their nice arrangement when our team visited Bhima Mandali. And we are thankful to all our students, those who performed the cultural program that day and today also. And we are thankful to Mr. Aryan for helping our students doing that. NSC Chairman and Jilla Parishad, Radhakol, we are also thankful to you. Please convey our gratitude to them. And we are always with you. Our Vice Chancellor sir is visiting so many times Radhakol. We are also working in the areas related to Bhima Bhoi now. So thank you very much for your hospitality and your kind cooperation. Now to end the program, again I ask Susrita come on to the dais.
Thank you so much, sir, for this great honor. As a part of this closing ceremony, now I am going to sing a song of Lata Mangeshkar, Rahe Na Rahe Hum, Mehka Karenge. So, here we go. Thank you.
ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ
Once more.
Please bear with me. ଯଦି ଆପଣମାନେ ଚାଲି ଯାଆନ୍ତା ଯାଆନ୍ତୁ କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ଶୁଣିଛି once more. We will certainly bear with you. We have decided.
Now I'm gonna present one more song, एक प्यार का लगना है. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for making this program so special. Now I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor sir to formally close this 3-day national conference.
With profound thanks to RASI executive and all the organizing members and everybody around the conference is declared to be closed. Thank you.